So we've got this training coming up on September 10th in Brisbane at the Geebung. So I'd like you to maybe go through what you're going to cover and how you're going to cover it, but also just a bit of an introduction about who you are and what you do.
Gil Rhodes, RPEQ electrical engineer. Got a lot of other things after the name with regards to Engineers Australia and that sort of stuff, but primarily work in Queensland. We do a lot of solar installs, design assistance, certifications, assistance with documentation, and just helping out with the overall Energex Ergon process. Now, the cool thing is that we've got 2 supply authorities in Queensland, but they are all under the same umbrella, being Energy Queensland. So just generally help out with the entire process from start to finish for the solar installers to get over 30s on the application process and online after that. A couple of other things as well too. I'm an electrician by trade. Did that before I did the engineering degree, and worked out in a variety of different industries, including the mines, the power stations, manufacturing like the breweries, water treatment, materials handling, a whole range of different plants and processes.
You're also only one of 2 PowerCAD instructors. You must be pretty proud of that.
No, it's been good actually, getting around the country and over to New Zealand, talking all about PowerCAD and the software and how, tips and tricks and, the inner workings of it. It's a really good experience to go out and talk to so many people with regards to electrical engineering.
Do you think your experience and background as a Sparky helps you with the consultation when you are talking to other installers?
Goes a long way, not only for my knowledge and ability to apply designs. Is that if I'm specifying a certain cable or a cable run or something like that, I know how it's going to be installed. And I have a saying that I would never design anything that I wouldn't be prepared to install myself. So very mindful of that, especially when handing over this information to the electrical contractors, the electricians. And the other thing is too, is that it just gives me a lot more street credit, if you want to put it that way. Just talking with installers, electricians, electrical contractors, that once I start talking to them and get a good feel for the job, if they don't know me too well, they turn around and go, oh, hang on a minute, you're an electrician as well. And I go, yeah, and they're just like, yep, okay, I picked that, because you're able to actually talk how the design is going to come to fruition.
Look, you and I were involved with a lot of training pre-COVID. What do you think's changed in the last few years, especially when you're starting to talk about these large, in this case, the training is a 1 megawatt system. Is anything you'd like to sort of point out specifically with these projects that's changed?
I think it's a twofold answer to that question. Number one is that having face-to-face training, I think, is still a big priority for people. I think they really did miss that for that, that couple of years during COVID, that, we weren't able to go and teach in a classroom. There was, situations where training needed to be done and it just didn't happen. And it wasn't just with us. I mean, it was school, it was uni, it was a whole heap of different things. So I think everyone's really, enjoying the fact that, we can go to a classroom now, we can talk one-on-one, we can ask questions. And the other thing is too, is that where we are in the industry is that those size jobs, everyone was talking that the 100 kilowatt was the optimum, job size, especially with, STCs on the panels and stuff, that, now it's actually shifted, that your average job is, 200, 300, even up to 500 for your average installer. And these bigger jobs that we're talking about, the 1 megawatt, they are becoming very prevalent out there, that there is a lot of focus on getting these bigger systems up and running.
It's a really good point, Gil, because as time goes on, the systems are getting bigger. Nowadays, a sub 5 megawatt solar farm is the new 100 kilowatt solar system. Now, what is some of the real nitty-gritty information that the participants are going to hear on the day from you?
Well, first, we're going to run through some, some stuff pertaining to Australian standards. Now, we all know our Australian standards when it comes to solar installs. It's AS3000, 3008. We've got 4777.1, and then we've got some other supplementary standards. If we're doing battery systems, there's 5139. and we talk about some of the nitty gritty and some of the finer points with regards to Australian standards, and even talking about equipment and manufacturer information. Now, we also talk about the Energex Ergon requirements and their standards and how they apply and sit sort of on top of what we have to do so far as the Australian standard side of things. We'll go through the application process very quickly, talk about it from start to finish, and talk about some of the tips and tricks with regards to that. We'll talk about how we put together a design certification report, which is the first stage of documentation that we require for the application process. We'll talk about the installation, testing, and commissioning works and how that all plays out, which leads to then going through the compliance report and the differences there with what we might have to do, whether or not it's a standard or a power quality assessment. And then we sort of finalise everything with the approvals at the end of the process.
Even though at Greenwood we've got a lot of engineers, the reason that I've collaborated with you over all these years, apart from the fact that you're a great guy, is that the whole Ergon Energex mantle, there's all these different requirements compared to the other states.
It is not so much the physical aspects of how you do like a 1 megawatt system. It's more so the process and some of the steps that we have to take. It is a very well-defined process from start to finish, and if we're not hitting those toll gates at the right time and at the right place, then the application might either stall or we'll have to go back a few steps, which obviously costs time and effort and, in the long run, money for the installers.
Let's elucidate our listeners. Gil is going to be concentrating on the nitty-gritty AC side, specifically from that Queensland experience being in Ergon and Energex. Myself, I'm going to concentrate on the DC side in the morning, and I'm going to talk about project management, how to conduct a correct site inspection, documentations, process procedures, volt drop issues, and also the DC cable and cable tray design for a 1 megawatt system. So together we're going to hopefully it's going to come across as a complete package.
If you're an installer and you've sort of been hovering around those smaller systems like the 5100 stuff like that, and you're thinking about doing something a bit bigger, or you've had offers by someone that or contacts or whatever that you want to jump up into that sort of bigger bracket, by all means come along, because this is something that gives you a lot of understanding about how to do these bigger systems, to take that next step and to have a course for getting through this as what would you say, as efficiently as possible. It's not that scary. We want to put this out there to say that, look, everyone has the ability to do this, and it's a great opportunity to learn how to expand your horizons.
Yeah, thanks. Well said, Gil. Looking forward to getting up to nice sunny Queensland and seeing your happy smiling face. Now, for anyone coming along, it's at the Geebung RSLs, September the 10th, 7:45 start. That's registration. Official start at 8 o'clock, and we go all the way through to about 4:30. It's going to be hard and fast. There's going to be a great meal at lunchtime, a lot of conversations. So I hope to see you there.
Look forward to catching up. Talk soon, Veli. See ya.
See you later.